One thing I've learned this week is how important it is to embrace darkness. And what I mean by that is not necessarily letting yourself become consumed by the madness of it all, but embracing the feelings that come with it, because embracing those feelings allows you to overcome and move past and transform in a positive light from those feelings. And there have been so many messages I've heard recently, like the synchronicities are insane. Because in these videos I don't really talk about the way it affects me, but I don't want to go into it, not because it's personal, but more because to me, when I speak about these things, it's so other people, whoever is watching, I don't know who is, probably no one, but it's just for the sake of speaking about the messages that I am, getting that idea, getting those ideas out there. So I just know that I'm speaking my truth and speaking a truth that I think is so important for other people to know, but from an authentic way. I feel like a lot of gurus and these wellness people, I think their message is really good, but a lot of them don't talk about the darker aspects of things, especially whether it's like a spiritual transformation or a mental, physical, emotional transformation. Sometimes it's all of those, sometimes it's just particular ones for certain people. But for me, I've realized that when it comes down to growing and transforming and improving yourself to be better, it's not gonna be easy, and it's not necessarily gonna be straightforward either. It's really not like that. And what comes of that is it can kind of go either two ways. You either acknowledge that you've learned something from this and embrace it, go forward, or you kind of get stuck, you trap yourself. I feel like there are traps put out there, or I don't know, challenges. I don't think the universe works against you, but I do think no experience is ever straightforward. This is such a confusing experience, living as a human, so living as a person on this earth. So when you think about it, you really could see that darkness as a huge exploration to delve deeper, get curious, get inquisitive, be brave. That's the thing, is I feel like darkness is there to teach you bravery, teach you courage. It's so taboo. I feel like it's so misunderstood, darkness, because people don't understand without darkness there's no light, without light there's no darkness, and they go hand in hand. It's like yin and yang, they need each other, you know. So I don't think it's necessarily bad to acknowledge that darkness exists, because darkness doesn't have to be negative, and when I say darkness, I just mean the feelings and emotions and situations that I guess don't make you the happiest in life. They don't make you feel light and airy. They make you feel dense and heavy, and they can be something that, depending on the person, really decipher where they want to go in life. People say you don't see people's true colours through the way they deal with positive things. You see their true colours with the way they deal with negative things. And if you can really just go within and understand that you have the choice to ride these emotions, ride this feeling, embrace and accept, but don't make a home for it, because it won't last forever. It won't. And I think sometimes people fear embracing and accepting these emotions because they believe if they do, then it won't go away. And in my experience, I can't speak for everyone else, but on a general consensus I can say it does go away. It won't disappear, but you will learn to treat it like a friend and show love You know, people always talk about like, oh, the demons in my head, and because people have kind of mainstreamed this idea of like, you know, like mental illness and like negativity within their being, their inner being and stuff like that, and obviously that projects onto an outward kind of standard. But at the end of the day, repressing that darkness and keeping that in and bottling it up, that is what is going to lead to your biggest downfall. That is what is going to lead to you falling off that mountain. That is what, but that's the thing, there's a difference between choosing to leap and unknowingly falling. And I worry for people out there who bottle shit up because they're so worried about being themselves, they're so worried about what people will think of them, because in this world those sort of emotions are looked down upon, whether you are a woman or a man. No matter what situation, it will be looked down upon depending on the situation, you know. Sorry, I should say that, depending on the situation, in some context of a word, those emotions are looked down upon because they're hard to be around, they're nitty, they're gritty, you know. But the only reason they've been given a negative light is because we've been taught, and it's been conditioned in our head that those are bad things. We haven't been taught to embrace things like, I mean, this might be controversial to say, but I remember hearing this quote and it really does resonate with what I'm trying to say. Not in the same context of like religion or shit like that, but what I'm saying here is Satan, obviously Lucifer, who's like known in the Christian Judeo like understanding of religion, he is like the embodiment of evil. But when you look back at certain like texts and stories, he was once an angel. He was a fallen angel. Like he once stayed with God. So it just shows that like it's the way you perceive those darker emotions and those more like under the water, subconscious, deeper sort of aspects of yourself. If you perceive them with hate and guilt and shame, which I am I am guilty of doing that, then it will lead to you becoming, or those parts of you becoming exactly that, becoming guilt and hateful, and you suffer internally. Or when you perceive those with open arms and embrace it, you will see that darkness turn to light. You will see those, I'm having a bit of revelation as I'm talking, you will see those darker, more, I don't want to say malevolent, but I guess subconscious shadow, oh my god, shadow. I should have used this word like the whole video, shadow. You will see those shadowy, darker aspects of you, the ones that you repress, the ones that you keep hidden. When you treat them with love and respect, when they can't help but, when they do help but can't come out at times, you will see it soften. You will see it like become vulnerable and fragile rather than aggressive and hateful or chaotic. Because sometimes we need the chaos, but it needs to be embraced, because if we don't embrace it, the chaos gets worse. Whereas if we embrace the internal chaos, sometimes we will come out calm. People say it's the calm before the storm, but I like to say it's the calm that comes after a storm as well. So when you can, it's not going to be easy, but try to embrace the darkness.